Hello redesigners and welcome back to the channel. For those of you stopping by for the first time, I am a very uncranky Bob.
And I am a happy Karri. And for the past 3 years, we've been on the road full-time RVing. We've seen the good, the bad, and the oops, we should have known that.
And today we are going to drop a big bomb for you today. We're going to drop the top things you should do before buying an RV. And I got to say, before we get into the video, let's give Karri a thumbs up for jumping in on these videos. She's been killing it lately. Awesome job, kid.
Thank you. This video can save you thousands and a whole lot of headache.
Now these are the steps that you're going to need to take before buying that RV so that you don't end up with a whole bunch of regret, a lemon, well, or a wallet full of nothing. We've bought 3 rigs, we've learned the hard way, we're here to share it with you. So sit back, buckle up, and let's get this going with the first one. Right, number 10 is figure out the RV that works for you. Are you a weekend warrior or are you a road hog like us? You want a Class A, a Class C, a Class B? Do you want to have a pop-up, an RV towable? You pick whatever fits your vibe.
We almost bought a monster RV. Thank God we got the chance to test drive it first.
That's right, all of you that were rooting for us to buy that big Brinkley.
Oh my
Believe me,
word.
we wanted to, but then we've pulled in with our rig, which we have now, as you've seen in the opener, Goliath. That is about as big as we'll ever go because, oh my goodness, the things that we see on the road. This is all about what fits you, and knowing that ahead of time, wow, we bought 3 rigs because the first 2, well, didn't quite do it for us. We still have the second one.
But they were gradual.
Yeah.
So kind of, in my opinion, start with, again, well, whatever works for you, but start with the smallest you can and get used to it before you step up.
Now, most of the people that we talk to on the road have the opposite problem, and that's why Karri recommends that. Everybody seems to start off big with the monster 5th wheel toy hauler with the 4 decks and everything, because that's what everybody sees being influenced all over YouTube, and they think, I gotta have that too. The reality, all those decks and everything, a lot of the RV parks that they're going to don't have them open. In fact, there's a beautiful 5th wheel that's sitting on the other side of this RV right here with 2 decks, and they can't open either one because they'll smack right into the RV that's next to them. And that's part of the lifestyle. It's part of knowing and doing your research. This is why we've always said to avoid the RV shows, because everything looks small in comparison. Go to an RV dealer with a smaller lot. That monster RV looks like a monster because, well,
It is.
it's a monster.
It is. And now the next one is equally as important, but you need to research like a pro, like your life depends on it.
Hell, you can binge watch Life Redesigned, and you can find such videos in our archives about which are the worst manufacturers to buy from, which are the worst RV dealers to buy from. And yeah, we've been doing this for 3 years and we've seen everything on the road. We've seen rigs that haven't even lasted a season. Usually it's because somebody doesn't know what they're doing and they just think that they can jump into the lifestyle without research. Don't be that person. Get online, check things out. Make sure you sift through a lot of the stuff, because there is a lot of fluff and a lot of garbage out there. There's a lot of pretend experts, but really kind of find a middle ground. I always highly recommend that if you want to know the truth about an RV company, go right into a forum on Facebook that's dedicated to it. Do you want to know what real owners of Grand Designs have to think about Grand Design? Well, jump into a Facebook group, not run by Grand Design, but just a Grand Design Facebook group, and you're going to find out, guess what? All that grand deception nonsense talk is nonsense talk. The majority, I'm talking 98% of us, are out here having a good time, and we love our Grand Design, and we love our Grand Design customer service because they are one of the best in the business, period. Oh boy.
Jeez.
Research, research, research. Uncranky
You are
Bob.
supposed to be happy.
Well, you give me these topics, I'm going to get fired up. Let's move on to the next one.
Yes, please. Now, you're going to want to pay attention. Set a budget and stick to it. Don't be like this guy who wanted a $100,000 RV to go, ooh, here we are. Don't do that.
I'm actually glad that I didn't drop 100 grand
Oh,
on
my
that first
word,
rig that we
no.
wanted, because well, we have 2 of them now, and the 2 of them combined still don't hit the $100,000 mark, and we have everything that we could possibly need, and that is a big thing. Now, I will say this: aside from the rig expenditures, I do keep a pretty tight budget. Karri knows that. We like to limit how much money we spend in certain areas and whatever. I went extremely tight on our first year, and we saved a fortune, but my God, did we have a blast. There are so many things that you can do to keep that budget limited and still have a great time. And I'm not talking microwaving hot dogs in living that way. We're talking about still eating well,
gross.
still doing things, but just paying attention. Well, one thing that's helped us a lot with that has been Thousand Trails, and while we're critical of some parks, the majority of them, once you manage your expectations, have been fantastic. We pay about how much a night on average?
About $4.
Yeah, when you figure out our dues, that's about what we're spending, is
Yeah.
about $4 a night when we're in the system. We've got so many great things coming up this year because we were able to book a good percentage of our stays at Thousand Trail parks. You know, little things like that, always a great way to save money. And if you've been away from the channel for a little while, you can go back over the past few weeks and a couple of upcoming things. Karri's got all kinds of money-saving tips and videos.
Yeah, and if you hear that loud squeaking, that's Bob walking.
Ooh, jeez. Next one.
Now, after all of that, you're going to want to know your space needs.
That's true. Now, our first rig had us like this, and if you've been around the channel, you know that we have that 22 MLE from Redesigned, Humphrey, and we still, yes, those of you wondering, we still have Humphrey. Humphrey's doing very well and is in our fleet, but will be used at limited capacity when we're only going on short trips, and we want to give the big rig a break.
Yes.
But the reason we have that second rig is because, well, we need to stretch out from time to time.
Yeah.
And we have other stuff that we need to take with us. All my work stuff, it takes up space. And while Humphrey was okay, we were kind of bulging like me in this shirt. It's never a good thing when you have to go outside to change your mind. And this little more space in the newer rig has been wonders. As you can see, hell, it's even allowed Karri to open up a little bit. She's speaking in videos, all because she has space to get away from me now.
I'm a whole new person.
All right, what is the next one on the list, Karri?
Is know your tow vehicle.
Oh yeah, we've learned this the hard way, and I think we just covered this a few videos back, that we've blown the transmission on our truck because we were pulling too much weight and going too fast as well. But one of the biggest problems that we see with RVs going in and out of these RV parks is this. It's either dip down too far and dip down too back because of improper set hitch, or just somebody not knowing their tow limits. And nothing like watching a truck leave like this, because they have a massive toy hauler on an F-150, and that's the big thing. Salesmen at RV dealers, there's some good ones out there, but for the majority, they'll admit it themselves, they're not campers because, well, they work during prime time, so they never really get a chance to get out there, and they don't know what they're telling you, and a lot of them will say anything just to get that unit out the door. You want to tow that brand new Brinkley 3950 toy hauler down the road with your Subaru, you got it. They don't care as long as you make it off the lot, and that's about as far as you'll get.
The Subaru will fit in it.
Oh, geez. And we've seen a lot of these setups, but seriously, go find a pro. If you need to go out of the RV park or something, just find an old timer. They're the ones that know the most about towing. I'll say this to the end, that some of these old guys have been doing this for 30 years. They come out there and they're more than happy to help, but they've got that knowledge and they'll be able to explain that whole rule about towing.
Test drive like your life depends on it, because it does.
Now this goes especially for anybody in a BC or A class vehicle. Take that sucker out and test drive it. The RV dealer won't let you off the lot with it. Find another dealer. Ideally, you want to find a dealer that has plenty of roads that you can get that thing up to a good highway speed, because, well, that's what you're going to be driving at. Make sure you get out there, find those rattles, and don't ever let them tell you that all that noise is normal. Find out where the noise is coming from. Maybe it's just a loose lid on the stove, that's fine. Maybe it's your whole axle shaking down the road. You don't know until you get out there.
but do it, because even your braking is not going to be the same.
The other thing too is test driving is good, but most of the time you're going to be test driving that thing way underweight, and somehow try to find a balance. Maybe you bring 18 of your friends to sit in it or something, because you're going to want to know seriously what it's like driving that thing with another 2,000 pounds worth of elbow macaroni because you got it on sale at Costco. Yeah, that's another thing for another video. But you need to stop buying in bulk too. You live the RV life, be a minimalist.
Yeah, Bob.
All right, I'm going to jump right in here, Karri. I'm going to take over because I know what this one needs to have happen. This needs to be discussed with a lot of you couples, because we see you out here fighting, and that is get on the same damn page already and do it before you buy that RV. My God, you would not believe how many times that Karri and I have been next to, or have been, that couple that has had an argument that could have easily been resolved had they had the discussion before they went full time. Make sure your entire crew is on board with it. I'm talking, you got a sketchy kid that you talk to once a year that's living about 4 states away. Make sure they're okay with you selling everything and hitting the road, because guess what? They're going to tell you about it a year later and you're going to be like, oh, what did I do? No, everybody has to be on the same page. Oh my goodness, I think that there's so many women out there that had no clue what their husbands were doing, because you see them all the time just upset that they can't have all the things that they were told that they could have. Oh boy.
You know, the newest thing I see across Facebook too in these RV, pages is an inflatable bathtub. Why are y'all missing a bathtub?
Yeah, there's a lot of things that we see that get brought out, and I think that discussion needs to be had seriously beforehand. Now, look, I'll be the first to admit that RV life has done tremendous amounts of, just great things for our marriage. We're so much better on the road than we are when we were just stationary and stuck in that grind. But like, there's no joke here. We see it almost on the daily. There's a couple having an argument or disgusted because they can't do what they used to be able to do. And it usually is somebody who just started the lifestyle. Have the discussion, respect your spouse, partner, significant other, whatever. If you're traveling with the mailman, be nice to him too. But have the discussion before you get on the road. Oh boy. There's a time, and one day I'll tell this story. There was a time that I watched a woman throw a raw hamburger at her husband because he was a jerk. Never a good look.
Well, was he?
That's right. If it's got a leak, a funky smell, or a stain, well, it's either me or it's a problem with your RV. Karri's lost it. She's gone. But yeah, make sure that you are inspecting everything like your life depends on it, because it does. I can't say this enough. We don't want to see you on the side of 95, or worse, on the middle of it. Are you going to be okay? Jeez, I'm telling you, all those little things, and don't ever let a dealer tell you that that funky smell is normal, because it's not. That water ring on the ceiling is not supposed to be there. Inspect, inspect, inspect. Now, this is where I get into a lot of trouble, because I will not recommend an RV inspection because there is no national standard. And I am not a fan of just paying somebody $1,000 that may or may not know what they're doing just because they have a certificate from an online school. Get somebody in there that knows what they're doing. Find a local RV tech who's been in business for 10 plus years. They've seen it all. They know it all. They know the dealer that you're probably working with in the area. That's the route you want to go. And if you still smell those funky smells, check behind you.
Underwear.
It might be you. All right, we're getting to the end, and I know this one's going to get me in trouble, and that one is...
Shop around. Private sales, dealers, RV shows.
Oh, wait a minute, Karri. Now, this is the part where I'm going to get in trouble, because I don't ever recommend buying an RV from an RV show.
Well, no.
And here's why. One, that RV dealer that you're working with at the RV show, most times that rep that you're talking to, that salesperson, probably isn't even from the area. Some of these bigger shows like Hershey, as we found out, they actually bring people in from New York to be there, and you're never going to see them. Hello, Tony from Camping World, when we talk to you. Yes, that's right. Those guys are flown in or driven in to handle the bigger amounts of business. Not to mention that RV that's on display at the RV show, oh my goodness, has it been beat through because you've Big Uncle Louie's come through and smashed his butt up against every counter and just destroyed everything and pulled the hinges off the wall, because, people let their kids just do whatever they want. Needless to say, yes, shop around. You'd be surprised how much money you can save by just walking away. I've done that a couple of times and saved thousands of dollars. But do your comparisons, shop around. You'd be surprised too.
Yeah.
What you pay in South Carolina is totally different than what you're going to pay out in Iowa. Major difference is all about freight and stuff like that. Big difference is do your due diligence, shop around, and whatever you do, and I don't care who they are, don't buy from an online personality. That's the worst thing you can do. Make sure that you're buying from that personality because the dealer that they work for is well represented and has good reviews. Just because the guy's on YouTube, remember, it's the free internet connection and the camera, that's all it takes to be on YouTube. Just because that person's on YouTube doesn't mean that they are an expert or they have your best interests in mind. Do your homework. Okay, now this one is, well, this is one that gets a little controversial from time to time, and it's something that we wish we had done prior to buying our first rig for part-time use, and that is
Rent before you buy.
That's right. You can find all kinds of RVs for rent and just find out if you like the lifestyle. There's things like, who is that, Campground America or Cruising America?
Cruising America, yeah.
Where they're out there all the time, we see it all the time where they're out there. There's families that have a great time, and there's families that absolutely hate it. Driving long hours, going from place to place can be exhausting. And boy, I'll tell you, you watch a couple of YouTube videos, you can make it from New Hampshire down to Florida in about 15 seconds. You get out there and you're driving, it's more like 36 hours if you stop and sleep. You got to make sure that you're going to be okay with the demands of the road, especially if you're full-time. Now, if you're part-time, make sure you get out there and see that. Maybe that Class C that looks great, maybe you're more of a travel trailer guy. Hell, you want to get real technical, our first RV was a pop-up, and we loved it. And we thought pop-up life was the way to go. We even had the sign that says, you'll never know we're going to pop up. But that one time that we got inside an RV, changed our lives forever, and we knew what we wanted to do. All about knowing your limits and what your personal expectations should be. And whether it's us or anybody else, never live through somebody else. Do your own thing, enjoy your own life. You get one time around, make sure you do it the right way. So there you go. We're having a blast with these videos, and we hope you are as well. And we highly recommend you take these tips, even if it's with a grain of salt, but put them into your research if you're looking to do this lifestyle or buy an RV or any of this, because at the end of the day, it's your money, your wallet, your happiness, right?
Exactly.
All right, until next time, I am Bob.
I'm Karri.
And this has been Life Redesigned.
Bye.
Bye. Inspect it hard, huh?